So I think it's safe to assume that the January curse has finally been broken. M3GAN was directed by Gerard Johnstone and it stars Allison Williams and Violet McGraw. And looking at the marketing for this thing and looking at the trailers, I was not really expecting a whole ton out of this. I mean, let's face it, Blumhouse is putting out a PG-13 scary movie about a killer doll in the first weekend of January, which is where movies go to die. But seeing as how this girl has become a TikTok sensation with that hallway dance sequence, I pretty much had to give this movie a whirl. M3GAN is a marvel of artificial intelligence. She's a lifelike doll that's programmed to be a child's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally. She's designed by a brilliant robotics engineer named Jenna, played by Allison Williams, and she designs M3GAN to listen, watch, and learn as it plays the role of friend and teacher, playmate, and protector. And when Jenna becomes the unexpected caretaker of her 8-year-old niece, played by Violet McGraw, she decides to give the girl a M3GAN prototype. And if you know about killer monster doll style movies like Chucky and Annabelle and what have you, this will lead to unimaginable consequences, huh? Now look, if you go into this theater and you just sit through that opening toy infomercial sequence, you heard me. You pretty much know what you're gonna get with M3GAN. A lot of laughs. And damn me if I didn't sit here and tell you guys that I wasn't entertained by this movie. This was so much fun to watch. I was sitting in this big auditorium with a packed theater. Everybody was laughing their asses off. I'm sure they saw this girl dancing around on TikTok because that got a humongous ovation. And I just couldn't help but smile watching an old school style scary movie like this. This movie isn't really concerned about being anything flashy or anything of the sort. This is not a movie that's trying to get the Academy's attention or anything like that. Of course not. What it's trying to do is what all movies should do: entertain us. And with the way Gerard Johnstone helms this movie, he knows exactly what this material is. Campy. Like really old school style scary movie campy. And man, this movie felt to me like just a giant throwback. And it was so much fun to watch. Big praise going to the young girls who are actually portraying M3GAN. The robotics movements that they have to go through, the voice that M3GAN has is very unsettling, and she retains that same stoic expression on her face every single frame. This little girl may give some people nightmares down the line. I was really digging this performance. I thought she was an absolute badass. The kills that she has in this movie are really cool. And there was a part of me that was looking at this doll thinking, how on earth did they do that? Because yeah, of course, this is portrayed as a robot, right? But just looking at how she's presented and everything like that, it's really mind-boggling how they were able to put this together. And mad props to the people behind this idea, and mad props to the people who were performing as M3GAN here. They did such a wonderful job. And all the actors surrounding this doll are really on top of their game. Allison Williams, who was the villain in Get Out, I absolutely loved rooting for her this time. It's a very different turn from Get Out, I will tell you that much. The stuff with her and this little girl played by Violet McGraw was absolutely unbelievable. It actually kind of reminded me a lot of Lilo and Stitch in the situation with the human characters in there. And this movie surprisingly treats this situation as it is. A tragedy. This girl had the worst thing that could possibly happen to a girl her age. She lost both of her parents in an unfortunate snow plowing accident, and this aunt now has to be her legal guardian, basically. And she's a workaholic. She doesn't have a lot of time for this little girl. And I'm not going to give anything away in this video, don't worry. But the resolution that they come to is just so heartwarming. And that leads to a very investing climax, which is also a lot of campy fun. There's a lot of hints and Easter eggs throughout this first act as to what the resolution is actually going to be. And yeah, that makes M3GAN somewhat predictable in the long haul. I was able to guess beat for beat exactly what was going to happen almost at every single turn. It's not like the messages with these human characters is anything bad or anything like that. No, on the contrary. I feel like the script's messages are actually really important for us in this day and age to really understand. And the movie does a really good job at portraying these messages while also being extremely entertaining. Like, like I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's almost a perfect blend. And putting predictability aside and the fact that God, I really, really wish this movie was rated R. Like, if you've seen M3GAN, think about some of the kills she has to do. Think about the fact that there's a whole sequence in this movie where she rips this little boy's ear off that's taunting her. Wouldn't have a lot of this action played out a lot better if it was rated R? Like, okay, I understand why this movie was rated PG-13 to get as many people into the theater as possible, and probably also to make the movie theater employees' lives less of a living hell. Because let's face it, people would probably be sneaking into this theater if it was rated R, all the youngsters, and they would be like, oh my god, look, it's the killer doll. And then, you know, movie theater employees would be sprinting across the buildings trying to scour for all those people. But anyway, guys, I'm digressing too much. This movie was a lot of fun. All these actors know exactly what kind of project they're in. Allison Williams is probably the best she's been since Get Out. Violet McGraw, who is actually the younger sister of Madeline McGraw, who you might remember from last year's The Black Phone. Both those young girls have such a bright future ahead of them, and I cannot wait to see what else they do. Even Ronnie Chang as Gemma's boss in this. Ronnie Chang is one of my favorite stand-up comics at this time, and like, thank God this movie gives him some funny shit to say. Because if you've ever seen that man perform on stage, he's got some really, really interesting stand-up topics. And I'm really glad he was brought in because he clearly understood the assignment here. M3GAN is not a movie that's going to blow everybody away, but I don't think it was meant to be a movie that's supposed to blow you away. I think it was meant to be this campy, fun, entertaining horror movie, and that's pretty much exactly what it is. M3GAN is going to provide you some excellent escapism, and I highly recommend you guys check it out this weekend if you can. I'm going to give M3GAN an A-. Am I stuck in a time warp? When is the last time I gave a first week of January release that high of a grade? I don't think that's ever happened, and I don't know if it'll ever happen again. So we should honestly all enjoy M3GAN for what it is. Let me know what you thought of this movie down in the comments section below. Is this your new favorite horror movie icon? Guys, I love what I do here. I love making these videos and discussing all topics and entertainment with you guys. So if topics and movies and stuff like that is up your alley, why not become a subscriber and hit that notification bell right next door? We've built such a great community over here already in the near 3 years that I've been doing this, and y'all are invited to the party as well. This is such a fun time over here. And if you enjoyed what you saw today, smash that like button as well. These really, really help get this content out there to more people. Stay tuned for more exciting content hitting the channel very, very soon. I've already announced that I'm going to be covering every single Rocky movie in the build-up to Creed 3 coming out this March. And I've got a lot of exciting retro old school franchise playlists, which judging from the releases in 2023, you can probably take a stab and a guess at what these topics are going to be. I can't wait to announce those once they get closer, guys. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Look forward to more reviews of new releases very, very soon. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence!